What is going on, Big Blue Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Blue Nightly Show. I am Paul, joined by Jaden on his 1998 Windows computer today. What's going on, Jaden?
We're moving up in the world. I have reached somewhat of a visible resolution, and 98. 98's a good year. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't alive. We won a championship. That's good.
We did win a championship. You were not alive. You were not even a twinkle in your daddy's eye in
Nope.
1998.
Nope. That was way before I was around.
You weren't even knee high to a grasshopper.
I wasn't knee high to anything. I was -5.
-5. I love that. I was -5. Wasn't even remotely like around. I was -5.
No, there
Negative.
wasn't even consideration about that at that point.
So welcome in again. We'll get into it. Football front. We can jump into that real quick. Things seem to be going interesting. So right now you have Sam Green and Landon Watson are on campus right now. There's a chance we might hear from Landon before the show's over. We'll see how that goes, but that is possible. You've also got you got a couple other guys coming in. I got to pull this up. Sorry, there's just so many dudes. Everything's starting to like run together
All of
now.
the names are starting to run together now.
Yeah,
Until
all the names are
about
starting to run
until about
together.
yesterday, I
You
felt
can
like I
keep
had a
up with it.
pretty good grasp on everything. And then yesterday, some names started coming in where I was like, "Oh man,"
Right.
you know,
Okay. So a couple of names
they're
that
running together.
I will. Yeah, a couple of names to talk. All right. Obviously, Sam Green is one to look at. I think we have a really good chance of him and the
Edge
defensive
from
end from
USC.
USC. Yep. 6'1", 255.
Yeah, he's little.
Huh? He's
He's
not really
little,
that
man.
little.
He
Yeah, but
looks
we
little.
play our edges play different, right? Like our edges drop out in coverage, so he's kind of that hybrid size that we like.
Yeah, but 6'1" still little for for the JJ position, and
Well, then
he plays little, but
you
he's
got
strong.
Landon
He's real
Watson.
strong.
You got Landon Watson, 6'1", 240, linebacker. Really like that kid. Has a lot of explosiveness to it. Um, the news that we broke basically at the same time as Roland. That was pretty funny. I actually texted him about that. I was like, yeah, we were like within 90 seconds of each other posting. Evan Wibberly, the center transfer from Western Kentucky. He is visiting next week. Really like where we sit with him as well. Obviously,
Guess
you've
what?
got
More pass protectors.
yeah, yeah, shocking about that, right? Um, I think Kentucky is in a decent spot with Alex Wolschlager. I know he's in Indiana. I don't know. Some account said he committed. I asked that. Told that's not true. He was in Indiana today. He's not committed. I think that they have a good shot at him, but I think there's more. Like he's been getting offers to like crazy. Like I know he just posted that he got an offer from Ole Miss. So there's a lot of moving parts from that perspective. I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm trying to find his exact stats on PFF now. But I mean, he was all MAC last year at right tackle. Would be like an instant starter. You know, plug and play. You would feel good about right tackle, especially in pass pro. And he is massive, which they are only going after human
Wolschlager.
beings that are way too big. Yes.
Wolschlager is very big. Wolschlager is a big. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to where it's easier for me to see. All right. Yes, Wolschlager is a very big. So the thing about it is all of these dudes are very big, right? So you've got Wolschlager, who is 6'7", 305. You've got Gunnar Hansen, who can play guard and tackle at 6'5", 321. Here's the interesting thing about Hansen. If they were able to get another tackle in And I know they're talking about two other ones. I just don't want to say the names because if they don't end up visiting and everything, it just doesn't matter. We also do know of another one. We know of Derek Simmons, right, who's 6'6", 325. We know he's taking a visit. So we know that there's that. There's two other guys that I'm aware of that is on the radar. You could potentially have 5 brand new offensive linemen. If I'm not saying it will happen, but I think it could, because I think Hansen could potentially play guard. You would have 2 guards. You'd have Joshua Braun 6'6", 338, and you'd have Gunnar Hansen 6'5", 321. That would be your guards with a center that's 6'5", that will be probably 300 by the time the season starts next season. That
And
is
even if they
with a 6'7" tackle and the other tackles are that I know of is one is 6'5", but he's 320, and the other one is 6'8", and he's 330.
and Simmons was being. The other Isaiah World was a massive human being. Unfortunately, they got
Yeah,
quickly beaten
World,
that race.
unfortunately, yeah. I mean, look, World got a bag, so that one's out. It's gone. It is what it is. It was fun for the second when he said he was going to come here, and then Ohio State decided to just give him, a bushel and a
All the
half,
money.
all the money. So the offensive line is taking shape very nicely. You have also, have, um, Justin Rowland reported this that Kentucky's looking at Kyron Hudson. I can confirm. I think that's another target. I don't know if he's visiting yet or not. I think that there's some holdup with wide receivers on potentially who the quarterback is going to be. I think that they're probably looking at somewhere between 3 to 5 quarterbacks potentially right now. I'm going to bust everyone's bubble and tell you it's not going to be a young guy. If you think it's Malachi Nelson, it's not going to be Malachi Nelson.
He's also
Cutter
bad.
Boley, huh? I mean,
I'll
look, he
still
might be
I'll
an
still remain on
amazing.
the fact that he's not good at football.
He could end up being an amazing quarterback. Here's what's not going to happen. They're not going to bring in a guy that's got 4 years of eligibility. With Cutter Boley going to be here, they're going to bring in a guy who's going to be a 1-year stopgap. Maybe he has 2 years of eligibility, but they probably don't think he's going to stay 2 years. Just throwing that out there. All the quarterbacks they're looking at is going to be more upperclassmen guys that are going to be probably a one and done. Just throwing that out there. They believe in Cutter Boley. The plan was never for Cutter Boley to start, really, to play this year or this next year. So we'll just put that to rest. So Kyron Hudson, transfer wide receiver from USC, I definitely think is on the map. I reached out to Brad Spence, who is a transfer linebacker from Arkansas. I asked if he'd heard from Kentucky. He said yes. I asked if he was
Yeah.
visiting. I have not heard back. I don't know if there's a there. You don't always have to read into stuff. Sometimes, like, a lot of players will hear, like, they go on. I mean, you've seen this, right? Like, such and such players heard from 47 schools, right? Hearing doesn't necessarily mean that there's an offer or a visit planned. That could just be the fact that there is just, hey, we called to see if there would be interest there, and there's not. Not hearing back from him kind of makes me feel like there's probably not a there. But I felt like the fact that I had a conversation, well, not even really a conversation, that he responded, that he had heard from Kentucky, that was kind of noteworthy. If I was a betting man, I would say our first 3 commitments will probably end up being Sam Green, Landon Watson, and Joshua Braun. I would say that would be. So you're looking at edge, linebacker, tackle, guard. I keep forgetting that Joshua Braun, the mountain of a man he is a guard.
Yep.
Either way, I think you're looking at the shortest lineman being 6'5", 300.
Yeah, and even if Farmer ends up still starting, he's like 6'5", 3 something
I
too.
I
So
I actually don't mind. Look. The one thing about Farmer I do like is I think he's very athletic. I think Farmer's a guy who could take a bigger jump with a better O-line potentially too, right? Like, sometimes guys, I don't know how much Farmer was the issue. I know he's a pretty good run blocking guard, but if they were to get all 5, right? Like, if you were to, let's say they were to move Hansen inside and they had a whole nother thing, you not only would have an amazing 5, you'd have some really nice depth there too. I mean, you'd have
and
some
Derek
really
Simmons
nice
as a
depth.
swing tackle all of a sudden sounds much more appealing than Derek Simmons, the starting left tackle.
I mean,
Yeah, I
listen,
mean,
there's a lot of appeal there. Kentucky's in really good. The offensive linemen know that they're going to get a lot of playing time. They know they're coming in to start, right? Like they understand that it's a lot. It's Kentucky can offer something that some of the other places can't in terms of offensive linemen. They also know there's not a lot of guys behind them that's going to push them, right? Like they come in, it's their show. They know that. Other positions isn't necessarily like that, but that's kind of where it is. I like where Kentucky stands with a lot of players. But what is this?
I'm unaware.
Oh, never mind. Um, I like where they stand with a lot of players. Um, that being said, there's a lot of ways to go. Um, there's a lot of other players still coming in. I think that there is some interest. I know we got a call literally instantly. Um, uh, when Justice Haynes hit the portal, we got some calls instantly about there may be some interest. I don't know if there's mutual interest. Though. I think there's more interest. I know there's interest on the Kentucky side, probably. I don't know if there's mutual interest there, but if there is, that could be really really good. Um, what are your thoughts?
Um, yeah, I mean, Justin Haynes would be exciting. Ahmad Hardy is scheduled to visit now, right?
I
That was
don't
word this
know.
morning.
I don't know.
Oh crap! Let
Um,
me type his name into the old Twitter machine and see if I made that up in my mind or not.
I think someone said he might visit. I don't know if he still is. There's rumor out there that if the Ole Miss visit went really well, that he might not visit anywhere else. Um, I don't know how
Yeah.
well that Ole Miss visit went. I have not heard anything. I have tried to put some stuff out. Joe's doing a basketball game right now. Joe's got his side. I've got mine. Neither one of us have heard anything, but I've only been able to reach out to some of the people that I know, and he's not been able to reach out to his, and so I have no feedback there.
Wilt Fong confirmed he's visiting Thursday. So Ahmad
Who?
Hardy. Ahmad Hardy,
When?
the running back,
When?
Thursday.
When? No. When did when did
This
that come
morning.
out?
Wilt
Okay.
Fong
Yeah.
said it this morning.
Okay, that's this morning. He visited Ole Miss today, so I would take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if he's canceling. I'm not saying he's wrong in what the plan was, but I don't. If I know Hardy's visiting Ole Miss, and there is a lot of speculation that if that visit goes well, he might not come to visit.
Well, I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, I guess they could cancel it, but that's a currently
Yeah,
scheduled visit.
yeah. I'm just
Um,
saying, keep that in the back of your mind. Is all I'm saying because that was what I heard. If he leaves, it's kind of like Wolschlager. I heard if he leaves Bloomington, we have a really good shot at him. Um, it's kind of with Hardy. Um, if he leaves Ole Miss, I think we've got a puncher's chance at landing him. Just letting you know. I don't Hardy's a kid that I mean, so is Haynes. That those are the two guys that you come in and you've got your stable all of a sudden is like roaring. But if like I guarantee you what those guys are seeing too, they're seeing the same thing we are. We get to run behind that wall, those big SOBs. These running backs are like that's the other thing. I think you're gonna start to see maybe running backs being a little bit more curious. I don't think that there's been a problem at quarterback. I think Kentucky's being real selective, right? We talked about that yesterday with Justin Rowland. I think it's like he's being very deliberate with quarterback. Um, there's some stuff floating out there about guys. I'm not going to name anybody. Um, I know we like even Roland really had only heard of one guy. I have not heard that guy's name. Look, that doesn't mean anything. Roland's way more connected than me. Um, I haven't heard his name. Joe hasn't. Just giving you guys again. This I'm not knocking anything. I'm not saying Roland doesn't know it by any means. We love him and think that he does an amazing job and amazing work. Um, I think there's a lot. I've seen somewhere else where there was like a Penn quarterback or Yale or something like that. I think there's a lot of. I think Kentucky's spread a very wide net, and some of the names you've seen mentioned of not just quarterback but other players, I don't think are right. Um, everyone went crazy about the UConn wide receiver, right? Have you heard anything about him lately?
I mean, no, I think he might have over exaggerated his own offer. If I'm being looking back like 3 days ago, which feels like a lifetime ago with everything that's happening.
In recruiting, yes.
Yeah.
I think there are. I think let me put
I
this
mean,
out there.
receiver wise, the Naheem, the guy from California, he's starting to get the big
Hunter,
offers.
Hunter,
Yeah, people are starting to go
and
after
Isaiah
him.
Hunter. Yep, I
Yeah,
mean, he's 6'2" and he runs like the wind, right? Like, so he's gonna
yeah.
get. He's got a lot of offers.
Horatio
Um,
Fields from Wake Forest is, I think, pretty good. Um,
I haven't seen a
he's
lot on him, but I
humongous.
know he visited.
He's
Right?
huge. He's not super creative after the catch, but he's your classic like 6'3" X receiver. He in cut, big hands, big catch radius. Catches everything you throw at him. Jump ball guy. I mean, he.
Yeah,
Everyone
he's
on Twitter has
6'3",
made the
205.
everyone on Twitter has made the Danke comparison, and I can't say that they're wrong. Like it,
Like
kind
they
of looks like
they
Dane.
knowing the guys that they're looking at, they need to go find one of those. I don't think that the kid. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think between Macklin, Gilmore, Ferrier, and probably another guy that they end up bringing in, Kentucky's not going to have any problem stretching the field. All right, I'm just going to put it that way. Like I think, like especially with the line, like we're going to have a long time to throw the ball. Theoretically, uh, I think Kentucky's in a position, excuse me, to be very, very good at wide receiver next season. I don't think wide receiver. I know we lost Barry, losing Barryon and Dane. If I could have kept one, it would have been Dane, but I think it was probably good to reset that room a little bit.
You don't you
I
don't
like.
like amazing route runner and great 50-50 ball catcher Barian Brown?
I guess got to tell you, I don't know who that guy was, and I don't think he understands or has ever watched college football in his life. I think he just saw how fast Barryon
Yeah.
Brown ran and was just like, and then he just starts talking, smack about Kentucky. Well, if you didn't play at your crappy program, I'm sitting here just like, bro, ski. The reason why we threw some picks this year is because old Barryon has butterfingers, and the thing went right through his hands into the safety's hands, and that's what happens.
If
Like,
Barian at LSU makes sense. We'll leave it there. I'll leave it there.
I mean, listen,
LSU receivers.
it'll be a big change for him because he's not going to be the big dog in that room. You know, there's a lot of other dudes in there
Ooh,
that can do a lot of stuff. So it'll be
he better
look, and I'm
play
not saying he
well.
can't be, but he better work his ass off because he is not a good route runner. And that is the number one thing that we have had a problem with him really since he got here, to be honest with you. So um anyway. Michigan State is willing to pay upwards of $4 million for Quinn Ewers.
Oh yeah, I
This Quinn
saw that.
Ewers thing is I think could
I
end up
saw
being
that
a
stuff.
massive distraction for Texas in the playoffs.
I mean, it depends on whether it's true or not, right? If Ewers is
Still a
really
distraction.
considering coming back another year, I don't think Texas. I think Texas would rather pay Arch and just Arch. So it would
Next
kind of
year or
make sense for me if somebody threw
next
$4
year or
million
this year?
at him to go somewhere else
Next year or this year?
next year.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that they want Arch to start. I don't think they want because here's the thing. I think if Ewers said he was coming back and they said he was going to start, I think Arch might go. I'm going in the portal.
Yeah. So that would, I mean, like the Ewers come back and transfer situation is very real, and I don't think I realized that until today when those rumors started flying around. Are they real rumors or not? Probably not, but he's
I don't
not done
know.
himself a ton of draft favors,
No, no. But it could be
especially
a
and even
look.
in a class that's so bad at quarterback.
Look. It could definitely be a distraction though. It could definitely be a distraction for them in the playoffs if it is true. You never
Well, I mean,
know.
I've already set the curse on them, so you
You
know,
set the curse on them.
yeah, I picked them to win the national championship, so they're
Oh yeah, they're
destined to
definitely
lose.
losing.
So I guess anything for them is positive at this point because they can't get lower than me picking you to win a game.
That's very true. You are definitely the jinx of
I am.
jinxes. So,
It's an impressive run.
um, apparently it's snowing in South Bend. That could be a really fun playoff game to watch. Sucks we have to wait a week for the playoff games.
Good old Army Navy. I saw your post. Somebody proposed Army Navy being played in like at the Capitol.
On the mall? On the mall? Yeah, on a temporary that'd be awesome, dude. Like, I feel
That
like that's
would
something that should happen. You could look, the Royal Tattoo in Scotland, they have a makeshift stadium every year. I mean, they could do it. I mean, it wouldn't be impossible to do
do it.
something like that. That would just be awesome.
That would be super
Awesome.
cool. And I think they should only fill it with soldiers. To be honest with you, that would be more fun to me.
I don't disagree, I think veterans.
Oh
You
yeah, that's
got
true.
like,
That's a good call.
I
Very
would
good
be
call.
100% all in if it was literally like service members and those who served or their families, right? Like, I think it
Yeah,
needs to be that. That'd be awesome. I would be 100% for that.
man, Army and Navy fans would really hate that idea.
That
the
could be a
the fan idea.
no, I don't think they'd
But
hate that. I think they'd love it. Um, it's gonna be listen, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be this could be a really good excuse me. Woo. This could be a really good Army Navy game this year too.
I really
Um,
hope it is. I mean, both this is the like both teams are actually good, which happens quite rarely.
isn't
Um,
Navy's what 10-2 and Army's 12 and
I think
1?
Navy lost a couple towards the end. Like once they lost to Notre Dame, I think they might have lost the next one, like a hangover game. But they were still like nine. I think they were like 9-3. Yeah,
8-3. They're 8-3.
8-3.
And
Oh, I
Army
gotta
is
get
11 and
more into
1.
the game. Yeah, it's very exciting. A lot of option football happening this weekend. When is that? Do we know what time that game is? I guess somebody does. But 3 o'clock on
3 o'clock.
CBS.
Yeah, so it'll be right in the middle of the pregame show that you're skipping, and it will be during the well, I will be there, but hopefully it will be on a TV because it will be great to watch that game. Okay, switch gears a little bit. Let's talk Kentucky Louisville. Mark Pope seemed pretty upbeat today. Was kind of funny. He said some really interesting stuff. You know, he talked about preseason games and not being opposed to that, going to like 6. I was a little shocked by that. He wants to play 40 games. He said that's what he would like to see. He said the guys can handle it. It would be good for them. It would be interesting because I think in that situation you'd see some monsters playing each other. You know, maybe you go, maybe you'd play 2 exhibition games and Kentucky goes to Duke and Duke comes here. You think
Yeah,
it would matter if
they could definitely do home and homes in the same season. They could do like a 3-game round robin, like 3 days in a row against like Duke, Carolina, Wake Forest or something. Like if you could do something like a regional thing, um, they
do
could do like
you
an
think
in-state. They could do like an in-state thing where they play like Western Eastern or something like Moorhead or something like that. Like they could get real creative if they had 6 exhibition games.
do you think Kentucky fans would care if it didn't count if they played those teams in Rupp
Only if we
in a game
lost.
that didn't count?
Only if we lost, it wouldn't count. It would count if we win.
Talk match it if we want if we
Oh,
lost, that's an
100%.
exhibition
If we
game.
lose, never seen somebody so excited for an exhibition game. We'll see
Do
y'all
you
later.
think if Kentucky played Duke in Rupp, that place would be nuts? Even a
Oh yeah,
even
they could
an
play.
exhibition game.
They could play Duke and Rupp 4 days after the championship ends, and they'd fill it. Like as long as there's a Kentucky and Duke roster, the BBN will be there.
Who would you
Especially if
like
it's
to
Duke.
see if let's say Kentucky could have 2 off the wall exhibition games? as- Who would you
Ooh.
want that 2 to be in Rupp?
In Rupp, I'm gonna try to stay away from some of the bigger programs.
You want to see, I think you'd want to see a
Well,
big
I mean,
time
yeah,
program.
I would wanna see, like, Duke and UConn, like, if I had to choose.
I think that would be
But,
my pick because you never see Kentucky play those teams home and home. You know, you
yeah,
never
if I
see
was going
that.
off a little, though, like, we never play Arizona.
Creighton, Creighton,
Creighton, yeah, we never play Arizona, we never play Creighton. Um,
Syracuse.
yeah, Syracuse, we never played them anymore, or, like, we never really did a ton. Like, just, like, the random Big 12 schools that we don't play, like, we never play Oklahoma State or, like, West Virginia, or we play them
I don't care
some, we
about them.
did, but, like,
We played
it's
West
just
Virginia
just
home and
names
home
that we
recently.
don't play. That's my favorite thing about bowl season, it's just the teams that you never see play each other, like, logos that look
Iowa
weird next to
State,
each other.
Iowa
Yeah,
State,
stuff like that. Like teams that are good consistently that we don't play. Typically,
Baylor.
I would want them to play that. Yeah,
Like, would you like to see 4
or 10.
exhibition games? Would you like to see 4 exhibition games and you play the same team twice?
If it's somebody that's worth
Home and
seeing
home?
twice. If it's Duke or if it's Kansas or UConn, then I would want to see it twice. But if it's like if they did like Western, I wouldn't want to play 2 games against Western.
No, I don't think you wanna see I don't think you wanna see a team that plays in Rupp or has a lot like North Carolina. I think,
Yeah,
not because we play North Carolina plenty. We play them a lot. Indiana maybe because we haven't played Indiana in 12
we're about to
years.
start playing them every year though. In like next season, that starts right. We play them like 6 years in a row.
Or is it neutral or is it going to be?
It's like 2 home, 2 neutral, or maybe it's 5-game series. It's 2 at home, 2 neutral, and 1 in Indiana or something. It's something weird like that. There's a bunch. It's like the Gonzaga series where there's a bunch of games and they're all over the place.
I think it would be fun from that. Michigan State, I think would be interesting just from
Mhm.
the history because we don't play Michigan State a lot. Going there, coming
Purdue.
here, that could be interesting because we don't play them and they're starting to be good.
And going there and coming here would be like going to Mackey, even if they're like not that good. Going to Mackey's a hard thing to do.
It'd be interesting. I
Alright.
mean, I'm
Yeah,
not opposed to any of that.
yeah. He was throwing it out there, getting the train started for the 40-game schedule. He was talking about
Yeah,
being more prepared for the NBA with the conditioning, with
but
the NIL
also
and
for
transfer portal and all that stuff, having to put rosters
yeah,
together at for 1 year every year. Having more games would give you more time, just because everyone is experiencing now. It's harder to choose to not be experienced. If I said that correctly, I'm not sure if I did.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, having more games, getting everybody more experience it seems to make sense to me. And he said you'd make more money, which at the end of the day, that's where decisions are made.
Kentucky. He also talked about Lamont Butler. It does not seem necessarily like Lamont. I would say it's very 50-50. Someone posted a picture of him on the court, I think at shoot around or something today. I don't know if that matters. I know he's out there at least trying to work. I don't think he said he hasn't practiced with the team. Do you think he's going to try and play tomorrow? Or do you think it's probably he's going to hold him out?
I don't think he'll be rolled out before the game. I think he'll be active and they probably don't play him. Just because he didn't practice yesterday. So, I mean, today would be his only chance to practice. I mean, he was doing dances on TikTok, but who knows what that means? You know what I mean?
That
So,
doesn't mean you're cutting and putting pressure on it
yeah.
and running and all
Yeah,
that.
I don't the fact that he hasn't practiced yet concerns me. Like,
If he's not 100%, don't play him. Like don't play him. I don't think it's worth the risk. I'm going to say this, and a lot of Kentucky fans probably won't like it. I would rather lose to Louisville and not risk him being hurt than beat Louisville with him and him be out for a month or two. I
yeah.
think we'd be in a lot of trouble in that situation. I think Pope understands this. I think we can beat, obviously, I think we can beat anybody outside of the non conference. I think we could beat without Lamont Butler still. You need him though for conference, or we're in trouble because we do not have a lot of depth because you probably won't get Kerr back till February at the earliest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lamont is critically important to this team, as we saw against Colgate. It's like he makes the world go round. Like he's the key to running the whole offense, and then he's the best defender. So it's you know when you're losing maybe your most important player, it's a hard thing to overcome, especially when his backup is also hurt. So the good thing
What do
is
you
Louisville's
think?
offense is not super explosive.
It's not. Chucky can beat you if he gets hot.
Chucky
That's the
Chucky's a
problem is
dog.
the problem with the Louisville game, and this is my only concern, is the fact that their probably best player is the position that we are the thinnest in right now.
Yeah, yes, it's a concern, but like it would be more of a concern to me if they had a couple of like great scoring guys and we couldn't put Ortega on them. But like I think you could like especially if you're not going to be playing a point guard and you're going to be bigger, you can be okay with Jackson and Kobe on the 2 and the 3 and not feel like you're at a severe disadvantage just cuz
Yeah.
the offense is, Chucky Hepburn leads them in points, leads them in assists. He's the best player on defense. Like, he's what makes
And
everything go.
Mark Pope did seem to say also that he would not have a problem with Ortega guarding him and also Ortega playing some at point guard. I didn't want to ask the question. Look, here's the thing. Mark Pope's a really nice man too, on top of being, a good coach. He's never going to say the things about Travis Perry. I didn't want to put him in that situation. I don't think anybody does. I think everybody understands the situation with Travis Perry right now. I think Travis Perry just needs to get in a game and hit a shot. And I think everything might fall into place. I think he's trying so damn hard right now. That's
I mean, yeah,
ultimately, I think, the issue with
he's
where he's at.
it's definitely a lot of pressure on him. People expect him to be ready to go, and hasn't looked ready to go yet. And to me, Ortega hadn't been mentioned as one of the possible backup point guard options until today. So it's like, why is Ortega's name being mentioned now? And I think that's because they may not think, because he also mentioned Colin Chandler as a possible backup point guard. So it makes me think that they're maybe not feeling Travis Perry is ready yet, and they're
Chandler
going
as well.
with him.
I think Chandler is very robotic on the court. He doesn't move fluidly right still. I think there's some hesitancy in his game, just like there is Travis Perry. Look, we need Lamont. We need him healthy.
Yeah.
If we don't have a healthy Lamont Butler, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. This team's not going anywhere without him.
We're not a contender without Lamont. And I know people are
No.
going to say, like, we came back on Gonzaga in the second half without him, but like long
Yeah,
term,
but doing that over the course of a SEC season. Like, have you seen our January SEC schedule? If not, go look at it and come back and tell me if we need Lamont Butler in January or not.
Don't go look at our SEC schedule. Go look at the top 25, and that's our January schedule.
Basically,
we just
I
go
don't
down
think
the list.
What is it? We play one unranked team in January.
Something like that. We have like 18 of the 20 games left, or 18 of the 22 or something, or like our quad one. Like it's ridiculous. I think
So we
like all
play
but one
number
SEC
9
team from the
Florida.
quad
So
one
it's
team on
number
the
9
road.
Florida, unranked Georgia, 25 Mississippi State, 17 A&M, 7 Bama, unranked Vandy, number 1 Tennessee, unranked Arkansas, but they could be ranked by then. 19th Ole Miss, unranked South Carolina, Tennessee again, Texas, who could be ranked potentially by then, Vanderbilt, Alabama again, Oklahoma, who's now 13th, Auburn, who's second, LSU, who is unranked, and then Missouri, who could potentially be ranked because they actually don't look like their shit. So you could literally go through the SEC schedule and play like, how many SEC games was 16, right?
I thought it was like 21. I thought it was
SEC
18
games?
before. I thought it was 18 before Texas and
Hold on.
Oklahoma. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
16, 8, so 18. Sorry, 18
Oh,
conference
still
games.
18.
We might play 12 of the 18 might be against ranked teams.
Yeah, and when we say
Oh
unranked
my
Vandy,
God.
unranked Texas, like these are both like tops, whatever
Oh,
net
and
team.
unranked Vandy and unranked Texas can bite you.
Unranked Vandy's like 10-1 or 9-1, unless they lost again in the last couple days, and I didn't see it. But
Let's
like,
see what the rankings are. All right, Florida 9-0, Tennessee 9-0, Oklahoma 9-0, Kentucky 9-1, Vandy 9-1, Missouri 8-1, Vandy 9-1, Auburn 8-1, Mississippi State 8-1, Ole Miss 8-1, Georgia 8-1, LSU 8-1, Arkansas 8-2, Texas 8-2, Texas A&M 8-2, Alabama 7-2, South Carolina 6-3. Literally, the entire GD SEC could be ranked.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
The only thing that's going to prevent like 14 SEC teams from getting in the tournament is the fact that they all play each other.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And someone's going to get, and you're going to have like 4 teams that are going to get absolutely just raked.
Yeah. Poor Georgia is probably going to miss the NCAA tournament as like a top 50 team.
I think Georgia, if you're looking at the teams, I think Georgia, I think probably Texas, South Carolina, LSU. I think that's probably where you're going to see your maybe Vandy.
The
I think
problem is
those
the
are
problem
your
though is
bottom
things
tier
could go
teams.
things could go poorly for you. You lose a heartbreaker, then you lose a sleeper, and all of a sudden you're at the bottom of the SEC and you're fighting
Bro,
your way back. Like,
Kentucky listen. You could have a team 6th in the SEC and they could be a 3 seed.
yeah. I mean,
I
the
mean,
latest bracket projection was all 4 SEC teams were the one. It was 4 1 seeds were the SEC teams. It was us, Bama, Auburn, and Tennessee. Was like the projection based on something or another. I don't know. There was some type of stat, but like,
what do you think the chances of that the SEC gets 2 1 seeds this season? And I'm going to give
um,
you. I say 1, and I'll tell you why. I think they're.
because
I think.
Auburn and
I
Tennessee
think
are
it's
going to
going to be a.
and Kentucky are going to beat
I
each
think
other.
it's going to be a bloodbath. Yeah, I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Um,
Yeah,
18 SEC games, like you could go 9-9 in the SEC, and that's a really good outcome. I mean,
depending on the schedule you get, yeah, you could. It's
let's
not a
say
fun place to be.
Kentucky goes out of the non-conference, they'd be what 12-1.
Yeah, assuming they beat
I
Ohio
think
State.
12-1, something like that. And if they went 9-9, they'd be 21-10. That doesn't seem as great, but
It'd be like
I think we need to
they'd probably
go.
be a 9 seed.
I think let's say would 12-6 be terrible? You think in league play for Kentucky?
I mean, it wouldn't be
They go like
awful
20, 25,
if you had
26-7.
asked people what they would have thought the record would have been before the season. It would have been probably 13-5, 12-6. So I think I
Joe is
had them
going to
going
jump
12 and
on in
6
like 5
preseason.
minutes, by the way.
Who is Joe?
Joe, yeah. I
Cool.
think I think if Kentucky went 12-6, that would be good. I mean, you hope for better, but 12-6 with that schedule is probably good because if you think about 12 of those 18 games being probably against ranked teams,
24-7, probably a 3 or 4 seed.
say you have 20, say you play 12 ranked games, you split those, you go 6-6, you win all the unranked games, you go 12-6. You finish the season 25-7. I think that's you're in a conversation. I think even there for a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, it's
Do you think the winner of the SEC wins or has you? Here's a good. Do you think the SEC regular season champion has less than 5 losses?
in conference play.
Do you think anyone gets like 14-4, 15-3 in
I
conference play?
I think Auburn's really good. I think I
I
think Auburn
agree.
goes 13-3, 14-4, or 13-4. However the numbers were 14-4, 13-5.
I
They could get
think
under 5.
I think what will win the regular season is going to be 13-5. And I think that's going to be a monstrous move, like a
Then
monster.
I'll throw out the prediction. I'll say Auburn gets it done at 14-4. Then I'll say they get under,
It also
and then us and
depends on who
Tennessee
they.
will be right there.
So we play Tennessee twice. Auburn plays Alabama twice, right? That's close. I'll take that there. Oklahoma, I think, is a little bit more favorable in some aspects. I think they play Texas twice, so that's a little bit easier. We play Vandy once, I think, right? Or maybe we play Vandy twice. Let me kind of go. I know we play Florida twice. No, we only played Florida once. So we only get Florida once this season. Who do we play twice? We play Auburn
Tennessee,
twice.
Vandy, and Auburn.
Right?
Are those the 3? I don't know.
I know we play Tennessee twice. We play Alabama twice.
Great.
We play Vandy twice. I think we play Missouri twice. Is that right? No. So Vandy twice, Bama twice, Tennessee twice, Auburn once.
And then 15. Oh wait, no, the math still doesn't work. Never mind. I don't know. That seems legit. Yeah.
Yeah. We only play 3 teams twice: Alabama, Tennessee, and Vandy. And we get A&M at home, and we only play them once. We get Auburn at home, we only play them once. We get LSU at home, we only play them once. We got to go to Oxford, we only play them once. Unless I mean, like the biggest. Here's the thing: Kentucky. I will say this: with the gauntlet of a schedule, they get Arkansas at home too. The tough road games are at Ole Miss, at Oklahoma, at Alabama, at Tennessee.
There
I
were
think
some
Alabama and Tennessee. I'm sorry.
There are worse teams to play, especially considering we get the two hard
It's going
teams
to be
at home as
hard to
well.
play. It's going to be hard to play. Auburn, Tennessee are hard places to play, right?
Yeah, but we get them at home, so I kind of cancel them out. Like we
Yeah, it
can lose
does.
the road game. You know what I mean?
You got to. The biggest thing is Kentucky has to do is they got to hold serve in Rupp. They cannot
Mm.
they cannot drop games at Rupp Arena. They play at Texas. I don't feel like that's a crazy hostile environment. At Vandy, that's going to have a lot of Kentucky fans. At Mississippi State, that'll have a lot of Kentucky fans. It's a hard place to play, but usually there's a lot of Kentucky fans there. At Missouri, that is usually a place that I don't like going at all, and they've
Demons.
already played really well. At like Missouri could be very good by then. We play them second the last game of the season. You're gonna know where some of these teams are, right? Like LSU might not be as good. Maybe I know Missouri got Kansas, but maybe I think Missouri is actually more for real than probably LSU and Georgia.
If you made me say right now, based on the results that have happened, I would say that's probably a fair conclusion.
But it's going to be a very interesting SEC scale. The SEC slate of games, I think personally, is going to be one of the best slates of games, or best basically every week we're playing someone it's like an NCAA tournament game that we've never seen before.
I mean, I don't know if you want to wait for Joe, but speaking of great slate of games, have you looked at yet tomorrow's schedule?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness, what a day of college basketball! I don't know if we want to wait for Joe for if we want to go through or predict or anything, or just if you want me to list them off real quick. But if you
Yeah.
have televisions, I would sit in front of them tomorrow.
I mean, I'll be in front of some televisions, that's for sure, tomorrow.
It may be the day to move some televisions into the same room. We may have a lot of televisions to watch.
Well, there'll be a lot of televisions at where we're doing the pregame show.
I'm sure there will be.
Wait
There'll
for Joe.
be
Joe will be on in a minute.
minimal
Be on in a
televisions
minute.
in Rupp Arena.
I mean, you could just come do the pregame show and the watch along.
Them tickets are too expensive to get rid of.
Sounds like I'd be selling them.
Yeah. It'd be fun. I don't think I've ever been to a Louisville, same way I hadn't been to a football Louisville game. I've never been to a Louisville basketball game. I don't think. I think I'm always out of town for Christmas typically.
Damn.
I agree.
Sorry, I just got a text about something. It's transfer portal stuff.
It always is. I mean, the amount of just texts all the time that come through on transfer portal stuff. First time being involved in a little bit of it from
It's crazy, isn't it?
beyond just like reading the updates on Twitter. There's too many names, way too many names. There's so many players in the port. Like you don't even realize the true scope of it until you're figuring out who all is getting contacted, and you have to go through. Like I don't envy the coaches because they have to do it at such an extreme level. But I mean, I know they have a whole staff of it and they're trained to do it and used to it and stuff. But it's definitely a hard process. No, grand scheme of things, misremembering some names, not the hardest thing in the world, but
Keep talking because I have to look something up.
Oh, I love to continue talking. I guess we could talk more about Louisville. I mean, the defense is where they go. Oh, what do you think about Terrence Edwards saying some people come to Louisville, some of them only came to Louisville only to play Kentucky?
I thought it was just funny. I think he's just trying to rile people up.
Weird thing to say. Like how yeah, maybe he was just trying to say something to get on Twitter or something, but like that would, if I was a Louisville fan, I feel like I would be very mad at him for saying that. Like that would be a weird thing for one of your players to say. But I mean, he is another player for them that's pretty good. I mean, he averages 13 points a game. Pretty efficient, or not efficient. Sorry, tripping. Not efficient. None of their team is very efficient scoring, but they get up high volumes of shots. Chucky Hepburn's all over the place on offense, so he's the guy with the big hair. If anyone's confused about which one's Chucky Hepburn to start the game, great hair and a great name. But yeah, Pope said that they're super aggressive, and you see that like immediately. You will see that their guards will like the ball pressure will be real. That's one of the things that they kind of run their defense on is you pressuring the guards, getting up in you, trying to throw off the catch point, just discombobulating you. Which it'll be interesting to see how we handle that because that's what Clemson beat us with. That's what Gonzaga had success with in the first half, and then like Western had success with it, ball pressure.
So there's gonna be another wave of kids going in the portal next week. By the way,
yeah. I mean every week where teams lose in the playoffs or bowl games end will be a whole new wave of
bowl games are starting next week, so I think you're gonna see a lot next
bowl games
week.
start tomorrow.
Oh shit, they do.
Yeah, that boy Fluff Bothwell is playing tomorrow night. That's the South Alabama running back, by the way. He's in the portal, but I haven't seen that he's not playing. So if you want to look at somebody that Kentucky's reached out to at running back to transfer, unless he doesn't play tomorrow night, Fluff Bothwell at South Alabama. But I mean, they're not good games. Like it's just games that are games. I mean, my main thing is like
I take it.
What some of these teams like? What are they going to do? Like some of these teams have no more players. Like everyone left some of these programs, so unless they're all going to play in the bowl game, despite entering the portal, like Arkansas and Marshall have no players. What are they going to do? Like Arkansas, literally, their entire offensive line's in the portal.
Yeah.
So like they're probably going to bowl game. There's a world where they don't even have 5 linemen by the time the game starts. Do you just like forfeit, or do you just play the defensive lineman and pray? Like, what do you? I don't know what I'm excited to see what their plan is. Yeah, and then obviously, yeah, bowl games. But anyway, back to Louisville. Ryan Smith is like their shooter, or Rain Smith. It changes every time they say his name. Point guard kind of looks like Patrick Sparks a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how much people have watched it. He kind of looks like, from what I like replay videos I've seen of Patrick Sparks, but he's their main shooter. Hepburn's shoots a lot, but he's not the most efficient. But Rain Smith is kind of their shooter. But Noah Waterman is the fun piece, the BYU transfer. Pope talked about loving him and all that. But he's like 6'10", 6'11", and plays the 3 sometimes, plays the 4 a little bit, plays the 5 some. Super versatile. Somebody that Pope, like there was a lot of talk that Pope might get him to come here back when that was all going on. So what's up, Joe? How we doing?
What's up, man?
I was getting into a little bit of Louisville and what they're into, what they have going on tomorrow.
Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Oh. Well, they got a lot of issues going on.
What are your thoughts for the game tomorrow?
I think you put Ortega on Hepburn, and that's all they got. Waterman's going to try to shoot a bunch of threes. He's a like 17% 3-point shooter, so let him have them. Roos, soft. He can't even hold the ball and dribble very well. Hadley, I don't even know how he's on D1 basketball team because he don't know how to score. And their best players, unfortunately, injured in prior, so there ain't much to worry about except for Hepburn. Oh, except for Smith. He's a good 3-point shooter. That's all he can do, though. Rain Smith. So
Joe came in hot. He came in ready to talk shit about Louisville.
This game I was just at, man, was crazy. I went and scouted tonight. It was nuts. So my adrenaline's high.
I was trying to keep it nice, say all the good things about Louisville, you know, what they have going on well, talk about the defense, how aggressive they are, how it's, you know, ball pressure is something that we struggled with. Now, Louisville sucks. Every one of the players sucks. They shouldn't even play for D1. That's good, Joe. I like the energy.
Yeah. Rain Smith, though, I mean, if he's open, he's hitting the 3 every time when he shoots it. It's guaranteed. I'd like to know what his percentage is. What's that?
said he kind of looks like Patrick Sparks running around sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
He's 37% from the field and 37% from three.
Wow.
On
I
high
would
volume.
guarantee he was better than that. That's
Well,
crazy.
it's super high volume. It's super high volume.
Yeah, he shoots a lot.
Let me find how many attempts he has. 89
Waterman's
attempts.
probably, Waterman's trash at threes.
11 of 50 for Waterman, 22%. Yeah, he lets him fly though. He still plays with that BYU confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be a good game though. Well, I haven't seen the spread. I think it's 7.5 probably or something. If I had
12
to
and a half.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Whoa. I promised myself I wouldn't bet on the game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Little emotional
do,
hedge,
I'll-
Louisville to cover.
Yeah, I'll probably do Louisville plus 12.5 if that's the spread.
It's an emotional hedge. It's a smart play.
Yeah, that way if I lose, then we won the game by a lot.
If you lose, you win. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we were talking about how great of a slate tomorrow is for college basketball, and I was going to run through some of these games if you want to.
Kentucky is 12-point favorites tomorrow.
Wow, that's nuts. Yeah, that's a lot of points in a rivalry. That's a lot of points.
It does seem high.
Yeah, so I mean, we start early on tomorrow, 11 a.m. Memphis at Clemson.
That'll be a good one.
A&M at Purdue.
Wow.
If any of these are neutral, don't hate me. It isn't telling me. Auburn at Ohio State. Wisconsin at Butler. Arizona at UCLA, who is ranked now. NC State at Kansas. Florida at Arizona State. LSU at SMU. As I continue scrolling, obviously Louisville, Kentucky. Tennessee goes to Illinois.
That'd be a good one.
Dayton. Grand Canyon, Georgia. Watch out for Grand Canyon. Them boys are sneaky. They're always a little sneaky. Oklahoma State. Gonzaga, UConn is tomorrow.
Is it really? Wow. What time is that one?
Alabama is tomorrow. Gonzaga, UConn's at 8. Unless it's
that's a good one. That's right after the Kentucky game.
It's at UConn.
Wow, that's a big game.
There's some games tomorrow.
Yeah, Creighton at Alabama is tomorrow, and that kind of rounds out.
Good
game. But I mean, my goodness,
wow,
that's a lot of basketball to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, that is. Well, we'll down at Harry's, we'll have all the games on. So join us down Southern Indiana. They got 20 TVs, biggest TV in Southern Indiana. It's a 100-footer. It'll be a good time. Jaden's gonna be at the game though, so he can't come.
Yeah, I'm really bummed out that I'm not getting to go, but hey, it's gonna be a fun time. You all should definitely get out to Harry's if you're not joining me in Rupp Arena.
Yeah, voted best wings, so I'm excited to eat some wings tomorrow.
I do like wings.
Wings are unbelievable, dude. You're pound of wings for like $15. It's fantastic.
I do love wings, so that'll be good. Very excited about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little rowdy in there.
Probably.
Watching a couple games of Paul. I've seen him get up and excited. I could see him. He could jump into the crowd.
You're gonna give me a crowd?
You never know.
Now you're gonna give me a crowd to act out in?
Oh, he's gonna love it.
They've
already locked us in for every football and basketball game for Louisville, Kentucky. They want us there if we want to be there. Just something to keep in the pocket.
Well, next year will be fine because I'm not going to watch him play in the chicken in the whatever the place. What is it? I don't know. The Pizza Pit.
L&N, Federal Union.
They're calling it the Pizza Pit.
Yum Center.
Forever the Pizza Pit. That's a chicken bucket.
Yeah.
Joe, how's it going? Do we have we heard anything from anybody else lately that maybe we
I heard from a really good center. Heard from him. Of course, we posted that.
Most of that.
I've reached out to a couple really good. Did you post about the running back?
I have not.
Oh, okay. So we got some good running backs we're reaching out to. So that's good. But I haven't heard back from we're supposed to be getting a commitment tomorrow, but I haven't heard back from him. I was trying to get him to join the show tonight, but he's busy right now.
Hey, that's the linebacker. Come on the show and commit.
That's what I just told him. Literally, he just responded to me like 5 minutes ago.
Just 5
That's
minutes.
why I
Just
was a
5
little late.
minutes. Just commit real quick. 5 minutes, and you
Just
can
tell him,
tag
just be
whatever.
like, hey, we're on the show. Come commit real quick and let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna message him right now.
Just be like, hey, we're live right
We
now.
actually,
I'm gonna
if
say
we
we're
actually
live.
made this happen, that would be hilarious.
Hey, we're live right now. If you want to come commit live on our show, come do it. It'd be great.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Why wait? Why wait?
Yeah.
Just get on and do it.
We know it's happening, so let's just make it happen.
Yeah. While we're at it, can you get Braun and Green to do it too? I think we did talk about that I feel like Watson, Braun, and Green are the first 3 commits that we're gonna have. So there we go. Joe might have just fallen off doing a text message. I'm sure
That's what I was waiting for him. I didn't know if it was just visual or not, but
it's fine.
I mean, yeah, it's if
he's back. There you go. He's back.
if
Sorry, I
he
had
wants to
to
commit, bring his boy Murray with him. Just get everybody committed all at once. Like let's go ahead and start wrapping things up. Bring your boy Jaden Yates with you from Marshall. Let's bring the whole crew back together.
I will tell you this. I think
back.
Kentucky's going to go after another edge. I think that they are going to go get another edge. I think Sam Green they like. It's going to happen. The thing is with like Green and Watson, like some of these guys can all play on the edge, right? So I think I think they're gonna go get another one.
Green is still young. He'll be going into his redshirt sophomore year when he comes here.
Yeah,
so
but they like his athleticism and his speed. I also think we're gonna go get another one. Just letting you know. I don't know who that one is, but I think that they're gonna go get another one.
Yeah. So Green he didn't play 20 snaps until there were 6 games left, and he played 20 snaps every game after that. Had 11 tackles, 9 pressures, 2 sacks in the last 6 games of the year when he started getting heavy playing time. So I think that they see him as a rotational edge. Probably still needs a year before he's the guy, especially at his size. I talked about 6'1" and short arms. So I don't know if you can make him the guy yet, but as a second edge, he's significantly more productive than any of the backup edges we had this year. So that's a big upgrade at a premium position.
He said can't do it. Too loud around me right now. So I don't know where he's at.
I would have been like, I'd have been like, loud's fine. It's gonna get loud if you commit too.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I was laughing.
Jeff Ruby's right now.
Probably.
Roland just texting too. Roland must be watching or something.
That'd be funny if he would have done that. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just kind of funny.
I feel like he's already committed. That's why I was figuring.
Well, we can talk about that later. We can talk about that later, right? Anyway, someone's calling me and it was my sister, so it got denied. My phone rang. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And I was like, "Never mind."
We only respond to portal prospects now.
I was like,
man. We'll talk to y'all in February, sister.
Yeah. See you later. Yeah. Don't talk to me, sister. I don't got time for you till January. Get out of here.
Friend's too busy right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why anybody? Yeah, I ain't got time at Christmas either, man. It's a lot of play. They're gonna have some playoff teams that are out by then. You're gonna have some more portal people coming in.
Sure.
I'll see you in spirit, but I won't actually be there. I'll be on my phone still.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy because the 2 things, like Joe and I are gonna be doing the pregame show together, doing the watch along together. Rando will come in for that. I actually have to bring headphones, I think, for this because I think it's gonna be too loud for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be loud, dude.
The portal stuff. You got visits tomorrow. Everything. It's gonna be crazy. Like tomorrow could be like a wild ass day, right? From the jump, we could be talking commitments, more visits. I think what you'll see between now and Monday is commitments. Okay. Then I think we go into another phase. I think you're going to see Kentucky's off. I personally think Kentucky's offensive line is going to be done by Thursday, Friday next week. Personally, I think that's going to happen. That's what I would
Saturday. Because of the one guy that he's coming on 20th and 21st. That's the center.
I think it'll be mostly done by next Friday.
Yeah.
Put it that way. I feel really good about Wibberley, right? Like,
done
yeah.
and done are different.
yeah, done and done are two different things.
Yeah, true.
I think we know who we're, you know, and you know, we kind of talked about this earlier, but a bunch more people have joined on, so we can kind of go through it again. I think we're in a really good shape with Washloger. If he doesn't commit to Indiana, I don't think he has, and he comes here, I think there's a monster shot there. I think we have a really good shot at Hansen, the Vandy transfer.
Yeah.
I think obviously Braun, I think Braun's probably signed, sealed, and locked in. So there's 3. Wibberley would make 4 at center. And I think that you've got a potential where you could go if another tackle was out there that you still liked, and there's a couple others that might still come visit, even like a Simmons, right? You could move Hansen because Hansen plays guard and tackle. And now I don't know what he wants to do. He might be wanting to come here to play tackle or go. I don't know. But you could potentially have a whole new 5 offensive line next year with a left tackle, TBD, Hansen, Wibberley, Braun, and Washloger. And then the other 2 tackles that I know about that I know they're talking to are massive.
Yeah.
I will say Hansen played only tackle, but he did play both tackle spots at Vandy.
He's also played guard. They did
the weird like switch your tackle thing this year, where they like switch their tackle back and forth on like depending on the play. But so yeah, he plays both and plays both a lot.
Maybe not. Excuse me. Maybe not. I'm not saying they will.
No, he could play guard, but I'm just like I was getting to the point of he's versatile. Like they literally played him at both tackle spots.
I think they've got it. I think the Kentucky's got. I think we're in a good shape with the line, and I think you see go into the phase next week. Then I think you start to really see wide receiver, quarterback, running back. If I hope by next weekend Kentucky's got the quarterback. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, we need to.
Kentucky cannot go much longer than that. I'm like some of the guys are gonna they're gonna come off the board, and a lot of teams are being strategic right now, right? I think by Monday you're gonna see all the dudes that you're gonna want in the portal are gonna be in after this weekend. Then it's decision time. Then you got to find out who you're gonna get, and then you bring the guy in you want, and see if you can lock and load it.
Plus, you got teams once players start coming off the board, teams get more desperate because maybe if that was somebody they were going after, then they start being like, "Hey, we got to throw more money," and then it gets kind of chaos. Also, Simmons is starting to get some more money thrown at other places. I thought Kentucky was going to be the last visit, but I know that he has more visits scheduled now, so I don't know if that's a sure thing anymore, unfortunately. But he said he's going to keep me updated, so that's the good news.
Slugger picked up a Ole Miss offer. He posted it an hour ago.
Yeah, he did.
He's getting how many offers he got? 50, 60?
A ton.
All of them.
Yeah, he's getting everybody.
I mean, first team All MAC at right tackle. Like he'd play it almost everywhere in the country. Wolfschlager is a big time pick up if you can get him.
So he's at IU right now?
Yeah, I believe so.
He was at IU today. He posted that he had a good visit, but no commitment post.
So yeah, he's got it. He's got from Ole Miss, IU, FSU, Kansas State,
Nebraska,
Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, NC State, Arkansas, Nebraska, Iowa State, Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pitt, Northwestern, and Kentucky.
Wow.
So he's got 3 SEC offers. Yeah, he seems like he's good at the football.
Yeah, he's mean.
What did you guys think about the FCS guy, the 2-time All-American cornerback that we offered?
I've never seen him play, but I mean,
tackles.
Yes.
I mean, we don't even need that position, in my opinion. But I'll take him. I mean, we're
corner.
Yeah, like I don't really think we need corner. But I mean,
he could be a guy that's a low risk, high reward.
That's true,
right? Like you said that we're going to take some flyers.
Yeah.
What are you laughing about?
Media chat.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even know. I'm on Do Not Disturb. Didn't even know anything was going on.
We were talking about that corner.
Yeah. I think he's a low risk, high reward guy. I think that could be interesting, right? And in that situation, to where maybe they bring him in as like a depth piece, and if he turns out to be a stud, there you go.
That's true. Freaking Elliott, man.
I think they could probably use another corner, but like in the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Like they could use a stud. Like the guy from Mississippi State. Is it Pollock or Price or something? That guy is when I watched him, he looked really good. And I mean, I know he got some buzz for all SEC.
All right, hold on. Is this a high school guy or nope? All right. The number one player in JUCO has Kentucky on the list. Stephen Cloud. Stephen Cloud.
All right, I'm on it.
His top 10 is Western, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi State, Boise State, South Carolina, Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri.
Yeah.
Who is Stephen Cloud?
Never heard of him, but
he's the number one JUCO player. Stephen Cloud, Southern Jet. He's a linebacker.
Yeah, we talked about getting 3 linebackers at least, so makes sense.
Nope, JUCO D line.
Oh yeah.
Butler Community College. There we go. He is he's 6'3", 325.
Whoa. There's our D tackle.
That's a big boy.
We got to get him. I mean, we lost Silver. That's a huge loss, and Walker to the draft. Did Maxwell ever make a decision?
Not yet.
Interesting to me. I would almost bet money he was going into the draft.
There's plenty of time.
Yeah, but
I would be shocked if he's not drafted or not in the draft.
Yeah, I mean he's fourth round pick.
Yeah, I think he's probably still going, but I don't know. It's been weird. That is interesting. I did not know that, and he posted it. It's been a while, but I just didn't catch it earlier. I will ask about him. And I know Joe, he's on your list as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask about him and see where that's at. I mean, he might just have us in his top 10, and it's not a lot. I mean, it's 10 schools, so.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like our boy Nicky Roush posted about him earlier. In 10 games, 48 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, 3 passes blocked at the line, 2 forced fumbles. Whoa.
That sounds decent.
Yeah, I mean, he's D tackle. You're not really expecting a ton of craziness there because you want to get double teamed. That's what happened to Walker. People were saying Walker was having a bad year, and I'm like, dude, he's getting double teamed every time.
Those are pretty dang good defensive tackle numbers.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm starting to feel like Horatio Fields is a guy.
The guy?
Not the guy. One of the guy.
Yeah.
The guy, he's not the guy.
No.
He's a guy. He's the guy. He's a guy we need. He's 6'3", 200 plus pounds, and he's got an amazing catch radius. We need that, right? We need a guy that can go get a ball like that. He's that. I think they're gonna go get another guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I if they get that guy and another guy, I think I think that the quarterbacks we want with the O-line, I think the quarterbacks, if we can get that, and if we can maybe swing the Georgia running back or the ULM running back with Wilcox, the line we have, and those wide receivers, I think any of the quarterbacks are going to want to come here. That's the part where I don't think people understand. Like, everyone's over here, 3 wins, max everything, and be like, chill your ass a minute. Like, Kentucky might have a really good Kentucky can have a pretty damn good offense next year.
Yeah, Gilmore's gonna be a stud.
You do what? Well, yeah,
Gilmore.
Gilmore's gonna.
He's gonna break
People
out
don't
next
understand how good Gilmore is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gilmore is Barryon Brown that can go east-west and run routes.
Yeah, and catch.
Did you see him run past like that quarterback that one time on a go round? The ball wasn't good. He ran by him like he was standing still.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, Brock underthrew him. We got lucky.
If he played at Alabama, you'd be talking about him like Ryan Williams.
Yeah,
he's that good. He is a very, very good. He is very good at the football.
Yeah, Macklin will run slot still probably.
Macklin, I think they're going to put everywhere. I think Macklin, I think they understand is the guy because Macklin catches everything too, right?
Yeah.
If they get Horatio, is it Fields, right? Is that his name?
Fields.
Yeah. Horatio Fields. Yeah. They get him. He catches everything, and he's got a huge catch radius. They have Macklin catches everything, has a pretty big catch radius. They got Gilmore, who already showed he can go catch. He can hunt. I mean, some of the catches he made this season, and he only played 5 games. Pretty damn impressive.
I mean, Farrier is good too.
Farrier to me, I like Farrier a lot in that like slot position because I think Farrier is a guy. Farrier fights for Farrier is really good at like that contested 5-yard out, right? He's real strong. Mm-hmm. He's got good center of gravity. I really like that. And I think that they're going to go get another guy that's going to be I think you're going to have Macklin, who's going to be I think Macklin's going to be your leading receiver, leader in catches. Yeah. And I think the other guy is going to be the da-na-na guy, right? Mm-hmm. That's what, but you need that. You need guys that can go catch the ball, and you need guys that can push the field. But the thing I think Kentucky sucked at last year is we had nobody in that mid-range. Also, because I think our line was shit.
Yeah.
Which is why
Willie Rodriguez. I mean, he's the best tight end we had this year. He's just a freshman. Yeah.
And we got some dudes coming in as freshmen. I think they're going to play on the offense too. I think Skinner will play.
Oh, yeah.
Skinner, I don't even know if he'll play actual tight end. I think he might just line up like a slot. He's going to be a matchup nightmare. He's going to be our Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. For sure.
He is. Yeah, he's that type of player. I mean, I think they still have him listed at 220 at tight end right now, which is, I mean, he's not going to play inline tight end. That's why they've been reaching out to a couple guys like the Bama tight end entered last night.
Yeah.
He's a guy they reached out to, and he's a blocker. And they've reached out to a couple guys, and they've got a bunch of inline big blocking tight ends because I think they feel good about Willie and maybe even Skinner being receivers, but they could probably use a receiving tight end too, just because there's not enough bodies in that room right now.
Yeah,
well, they'll go get a tight end, I think.
Yeah,
there's a bunch
it's
of
going to be. I'm having a hard time. I'll be honest with you. I'm having a hard time not getting excited about where this team will be if we get the dudes that are. I think the fan base, it's going to be hard. Like, they're not going to get excited about Watson. That's on them. I actually think Watkins is a dog. I think Watson and Rayner will feed families. Like, those dudes are dogs. Like, the thing about Watson and Rayner is they hit, and they love to hit. Like, they're mean, right? And I don't know if I told you guys this or somebody else, but if you've never seen Rayner in person, he is one of the most impressive specimens you have seen, and he's going to be 20 pounds heavier. All right. I think we're fine there. Obviously, Derek Jackson went to the league. We thought that was going to be the case. I think they need they need another edge or two, and they need an interior guy and another linebacker or two. I think we're okay in the secondary. We're not super deep, but I don't think we're shallow with Nichols, Waller, JQ Hardaway, Hardman. I think we're okay. I think we're okay there. And I think we've got some other young kids that we're pretty high on that I think could do the job. I think we're okay at safety, too. I think you got with Ty Bryant and Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're fine with that. Loves the hit, man. He's improved every year, too. He's improved every season. I think the defense is going to be okay. If we can get the offense, oof. The biggest thing, too, is if the offense can score, it takes a lot of pressure off the defense.
Yeah, I mean that's where we struggle this year, and we just need that 1 or 2 commitments. That way, the fans can be like, "All right, we're actually doing something." Until that, people are gonna be questioning the staff like always, and um, yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they haven't really came out with any names around the wide receiver coach. I thought they would try to flip that pretty quickly, but I've not heard any names really.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a recruit with a connection coach. Little mix up.
Gotcha.
And maybe not the same necessarily the same school, but I would not be surprised if they were maybe looking at some people that like a high school connection or like a former team, or I could see that being an option.
We'll see.
Never know. I'm just guessing. I
They,
don't know.
I mean, they're gonna have to wrap that up within the next couple of weeks because
that might get wrapped up sooner than you think. I heard that they potentially have a guy by the weekend.
nice, yeah, because you still gotta be recruiting high school football still. Also, you also gotta keep your own guys. Not having that's pretty tough. Man, it's 10:15. Dang.
Yeah.
Huh.
The
All
yawns
right.
are starting to
Well,
come
I
on.
think we're in a good spot. I gotta pack all this shit up at some point, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, and I got a GPS how long it's gonna take me to get to this place, so I know what time I gotta leave tomorrow. So I haven't done that.
An hour.
For me, it'll be more than an hour.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, my bad.
So
I'll be there at 1:30.
yeah, I'll be there at 1:32. All right, everyone. Appreciate you jumping on and listening. And go Cats.
See y'all.